Embrace your inner bookworm with the Vespasian Warner Public Library. Melissa and Emily are here with some reading recommendations for a variety of age groups. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so you have something pretty cool at the library right now, and you brought a little note. So what is this?
So this is one of our staff anti-picks. So right now we have a whole display that is full of our staff's books they picked that they hated.
Okay.
So this actually was the director of the library, Bobby. This is the book that she hated. So Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And here's what Bobby had to say about it. She said, every character in this book is the worst. They're all awful and make the worst decisions. The romance is between two selfish nitwits who deserve to suffer. At the end, I wanted to burn the house to the ground and everyone in it. So she was just saying, not a great story. And really, the reviews on this book are pretty torn if you've ever read it. It's not a love story. It's more of a revenge story, and it's kind of this multi-generational family that is just kind of a mess, and they make terrible decisions.
Right.
The only cool thing about it, I would say, is that the point of view that it's read from is from the servant in the house named Nellie. So,
okay.
And she kind of tells the story of all of these terrible things that these people do. So
you can read this book and decide if you love it or hate
yes,
it, but
yes.
no, it might not be for you.
Yeah,
What about this one?
This one is fairly new and another staff pick, but a staff picked this because they loved it. So this one is the Spellshop.
It's so pretty.
It is so cute. So Sarah Beth Durst, this is about a girl who, she's a librarian actually, and her library starts to get burned down to the ground because there's some crazy stuff happening around her. And so she has a pet plant, and it's a spider plant, and that's her little pet friend. So she tries to rescue all of these books from the library as she's fleeing. She goes back to her hometown. She's very introverted, but this town is very close-knit, so she's kind of trying to navigate her personality meshing with her town's personality, and it turns out the books that she saved are actually these very secret books that no one's supposed to have access to because they have magic in them. So it's just a great, it's what they call a cozy fantasy. There is a little bit of a romance, but nothing crazy. It's not the plot of the story. It's just like a little sidebar. So kind of a Hallmark romance, no spice, just very cozy, and lots of a very cool fantasy world, lots of detail.
And I feel like even the cover is cozy.
Yes, it's perfect.
What about this one? Summer in the City.
Yes, Summer in the City. This is a book I read this summer. I really liked it. It's a smooth, easy read, a little bit of spice, nothing crazy. It's about a screenwriter who's kind of living under, she writes with a pseudonym, so no one knows that she's very successful. She meets this billionaire boy. He's doing these grand gestures to kind of woo her, and she's like, you don't need a plane, you're bougie. So she's kind of bringing him back down to earth, and it's just a very cool story. So 10 out of 10 recommend this, nice and easy, good palate cleanser if you're looking for one.
Okay, great. And then what about this one?
Well, we kind of talked about our ESL and our English as a second language, and when we noticed that we had a gap in that collection, we didn't have a lot of Spanish books, we went to our friends at the library. They gave us some money to fund a new collection, and so we've started bringing in some of those. And this is one of those books that's in Spanish, and it is Julieta and I think it was the Enigma of the Diamond Enigma, and then this is the Spanish version, but it's actually written in English too. It's Julieta and the Diamond Enigma, yes. So it's available in English, but we have the Spanish version for those that want to read it in their actual native language. So Spanish, we'll have that available for them.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so we offer it in YA, J, junior high, and then we'll have some picture books in Spanish as well for people.
And we even got all new labels for our Spanish collection. So that's the way that you can come right in and find that.
They'll be on the spine. It'll be easy for you to locate in any collection that they're in.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's that right there. Very cool.
Yes.
And then what's the next one?
So these are a couple of picture books that we really love. The first one here is Hazel is All That, and this is a new one that we really love. The tagline they say is, don't judge a dog by its bark. And it's all about how we're all multifaceted, how we all have different things going on. Sometimes we're mean, sometimes we're nice, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're empathetic. So it's kind of talking about how maybe a dog will bark at us and we think, oh, that dog's mean, but maybe he's got some other things going on that we need to open up our mind and show empathy to him and understand that maybe something else is causing him to bark at us.
Right.
And we should look into that.
Or maybe it's communication and misunderstood
exactly.
their bark. I feel like that happens a lot with emails and things.
Absolutely. So this is all about, looking at things with another point of view.
Yes.
So very important.
That's
and very good lessons here. And this is a book that is very important right now. Maybe you have a kid that's going back to school who is maybe scared, but also excited. So maybe they're scared-sighted on the first day of school. And not just scared, maybe not just excited, but they're scared-sighted on the first day of school. So this is a great picture book that kind of talks about those feelings and how, again, we can feel multiple things at once, and that's okay. And sometimes we are scared and excited, and we got to push through that scared, and we'll go to school and realize we were really nervous about nothing, and get to see all of our friends and how exciting that can actually be.
Yeah, so. And I feel like it's a lesson that you learn once you get older, that a lot of times the fear or the issues that we're having, we've made up in our mind, and it's never going to be as bad as we created it. So that's a great way to teach little kids that lesson.
Yes, yes. So if you have a little kid that's nervous to go back to school, this is a great option for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm still so fascinated by this. We have like about 20 seconds left. You each have a book that you've chosen as your worst. What's yours?
Where the Red Fern Grows.
I agree with you.
Awful.
100%. Terrible.
Tragic.
Yes.
Tragic.
It's so sad. They
So
read it to
sad.
us in 4th grade.
Yep.
I was so sad.
It was heavy. It's a heavy book for
That
kids.
is a very sad book. And what about you?
I really don't have an anti-pick that I couldn't even do the thing because I was like, I don't know. If I don't like it, I don't know. I didn't have an anti-pick. But you'd be surprised to see some of the other ones on there, like The Great Gatsby's up there. The Green Mile someone put up there. So I'm offended by that one.
Twilight is on there.
Twilight.
So kind of some controversial choices for staff, anti-staff.
And I feel like that's so interesting because ultimately it's like everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah, exactly. We all like what we like.
Right.
So.
Well, thank you both so much for being here and for all these book recs.